Welcome everybody to Changing of the Hip Hop Guards. It's me, Uncle E. That's my partner, the General Sincere. And today we have none other than DJ Hercules joining us. Sir, thank you for taking the time, man. It's a pleasure. We're going to get into a lot of your history and work our way all the way up to now and see what you got going on 2022.
Definitely.
But first of all, how you doing? How's everything going, man?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Working hard. A lot of things going on, man. And like I said, I'm thankful.
Okay. I see you making a lot of moves, man. We're gonna get into that in a few minutes. But
Thank you.
do us all a favor, man. Why don't you take us back a little bit and tell us a little bit about where you're from? You know what I mean? How was it growing up as a teenager? And then we'll get into how you became a DJ and all of that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I'm from Harlem, New York, 155th Street, 8th Avenue, Polo Ground Projects. In the era I came up in, it was the crack era, should I say. And it was definitely hard because crack had took over the community, but being in Harlem on 8th Avenue on 155th Street, it was kind of crazy because we had the rooftop across the street from my building, and then we had Rucker Park, the infamous Rucker Park across the street from my building. So that was where more all the action was at. So even though it was a lot going on in the community, there was the games, there were, like I said, the celebrities would come uptown, the rappers. So there was a lot to see. And then Yankee Stadium was directly across. I lived on the 25th floor. So Yankee Stadium was like directly across from my building. So it was always a lot going on. But growing up, I had a tough upbringing, man. Unfortunately, I didn't grow up like the regular kid. I grew up a little bit different. My moms and my pops, they sold narcotics to support themselves, and I had to see things that I didn't want to see at a young age, and I had it a little rough though. So but it's all to the good because it made me the person who I am now.
Right. Without really going into like details. But for like the younger generation, right, that never experienced that, don't really understand. I'm from New York, so for me, I 100% understand what you just described.
Right.
But for those that don't know, because like you said, Rucker Park, rooftop, Harlem, Yankee Stadium. I mean, that's a lot going on. You know what I mean? So how did you navigate all of that as a young kid? Because, and what I'm trying to throw in there too is school. You know what I mean? Going to school, like, how did the kid navigate
the definitely I'm gonna be honest, I always share my story so I could inspire, and also people can learn from my experience and get a better vision. So it's a good question you asked. Being brought up with the parents that I had, my parents were in tune with the streets. So I kind of got street education before I got a school education.
Right.
Sort of. Because what we were faced with at that particular time, everything was in the street. School was like, It was like my parents were like, look, be careful. You know what I'm saying? You do this, you move like this, my pops was a real gangster, not this new school stuff, a real gangster.
Right.
And he taught me how to really migrate the streets, and really at a young age. It was tough because, here's what I want to say though. The gangster at that particular time had more respect. No disrespect to the new age now. Right. I can only speak from my experience. They had a little more respect, meaning for the kids, if they seen you doing something or something was about to go left, they told you before it happened, yo, get upstairs. Go upstairs because it's about to get a little dangerous. Go upstairs. And they would not, even if they seen the person they was going to get, they still didn't do nothing until the kids were gone. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But to be honest with you, being in that area where Rucker Park, so you had Rucker Park, you had all the top drug dealers, you had the rooftop with all the rappers, you had Yankee Stadium with all the traffic. It was always something going on. But for me, music was what attracted me. You
Okay.
understand what I'm saying? Music caught my eye. So it was like I would see somebody, let's say LL Cool J would come down to 155th Street, Rucker Park, driving his Jeep.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he blasting music. You hear what he blasting? Like that was always something to me that always was appealing. So, and then I grew up in Polo Ground Projects. My neighbor was the legendary DJ Ron G.
Oh, okay, nice. Shout out to Ron G.
Shout out to my guy
Word.
Ron G. And to be honest with you, I was kind of blessed because I was like, wow, like I get to at now that I know it, you know, I was like, wow, I grew up right under a legend, you know what I mean? So at that time, Ron G was the guy. You know, he was the guy in the projects, and everybody looked at him like, oh, Ron G made it. Ron G, he came out, and it was just like he was the first example of a DJ that I saw, and really somebody who I saw make it in the music business.
Gotcha.
So from there, I was just like, okay, like, you know, I want in. I want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So right off the bat, it was always the DJ aspect that attracted you?
Right off the rip. I remember I would come home. You know, the crazy thing about it is I would come home and watch Video Music Box. I would rush home at 3:30 to change it, the black and white TV, the UHV, the bottom joint. Yeah. I'm telling my age, we old school.
That's all right. I remember.
You know, but I would come home to watch Video Music Box all the time. Now, before Video Music Box, my mom's would I had the musical house. My mom's would always play music. And she would play salsa. I'm Puerto Rican, you know what I mean? So she would play salsa music, play Hector Lavoe.
By the way, I don't mean to cut you, but at one point I thought you were Dominican.
Nah.
My family comes from the Dominican Republic, so I was just kind of like, oh shit, okay, he's there. But then I was like, oh no.
Nah, I'm Boricua.
Yeah.
I'm Boricua.
Yo, by the way, I know they're going through that.
So like my mother would play Hector Lavoe in the house. She would play Marvin Gaye and R&B, and like I didn't really know about hip hop. I was, you know, because this was what played in my house. I remember bumping into Video Music Box by mistake. I'm flicking through the channels and I seen Run DMC, and I was like, what's this? Like, and I started, becoming more and more in tune, and I like what I heard. But then the culture was around me, so I equated it together and I put it together. I was like, oh, this is what this is. You know what I'm saying?
So on TV, now you put it together.
Right. And at that particular time when Video Music Box was on, the rapper was, yes, he was the guy, but the DJ was the epicenter of the videos. Like if you notice, they always showed the videos, Eric B, Rakim, they showed Eric B cutting.
Yeah, right.
They showed Pete Rock and CL Smooth. They showed them cutting. So it was something about that I was attracted to, and I was like, wow, I know somebody who's doing that. He lives next door. right. You see how it all ties in together.
Right.
And then from there, I remember Ron G, and I used to talk every time I see Ron G come out the building. Like, yo, Ron, man, where you going? Yo, I'm going to the rooftop. Yo, can I just walk with you? And I'll walk with him to the rooftop. He'll give me a Maxwell Slimline tape, and he gave me his mixtapes, Ron G Volume 1, Volume 2. He'll give them to me, and I will play them in my Walkman, and that's how I got really acquainted with hip hop.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
What were some of your earlier DJ influences before getting into DJ, and who are you looking up to?
Jam Master Jay, Kid Capri. Kid Capri was a big like in 8th Avenue. He was a big deal. He was almost like a big celebrity. Like they took DJ like Ron G, Kid Capri, Doo-Wop, of course, also. But they came a little bit later for me. Mm-hmm. But Ron G and Kid Capri really stood out for me. Only because like Kid Capri would be on 8th Avenue, and his tapes were like gold. Like, like you people would shoot at you for a tape. Like it was real on 8th Avenue, and it was like he was, the first example I seen was Ron, and then after that it was Kid Capri, and then later on, of course, Doo-Wop, SNS, But my first early examples had to have been like Jam Master Jay, definitely, because he was Run DMC was like,
The
you
biggest
know, that was the
thing.
first video they played on Video Music Box to me. You know,
Right.
so it was so everything for me is like I'm of the culture. Like it just my whole life has been the culture. So I respect it, I understand it, I know about it like the back of my hand because I witnessed it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what, a little bit further down, we're going to kind of backtrack to what you just said about the culture, because I know you've seen this what's going on with such and such that says such and
Oh
such.
man,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah.
what?
We'll get back
Oh
to
man,
that. We'll get to that a little bit later.
yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We got time.
Great. Go ahead, Sissy. I'm sorry.
Before delving into DJing, did you try your hand at any other elements, emceeing,
Yeah,
breakdancing,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
emceeing?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
take us
yeah.
back.
Okay, so later on down the line, I found myself actually rapping. You know what I mean? I remember writing, and then, you know, honestly, like it was a way to escape what I was going through. Writing actually helped me, so it was a way to escape as a kid what I was going through, and what I was seeing and what I was witnessing. Because I've been in the streets half of all my life, starting as a kid. So my parents didn't know nothing else. My parents never had regular jobs. So my parents didn't know nothing else. So I knew the hustle, I knew the grind, I knew the streets. But as a kid, that's not healthy seeing. So as I got older, I would write my thoughts, and then eventually it turned into rapping. And I gave my hand at rapping. I was actually excellent at rapping. My pen game was still fluent. Um, but I didn't like the way the game was turning. You know what I mean? It went from being lyrical and really having skill to lollipop-ish, and I was like, I don't really like the way this is turning. So I found myself returning back to my original element, which was DJing.
Take us back to getting your first piece of equipment, and maybe was Ron G your mentor during this time of getting everything
No,
together?
you know what? I watched, like, you know, the crazy thing about it is I would go over to Ron G's house and watch him DJ, just watch him for hours and just chill there. What I say a mentor, yeah. Just he didn't probably know it, but I was watching him. But my first piece of equipment, honestly, I was it's about 16 years old. I saved up my money. I bought a pair of now. It's funny because I didn't know the difference between belt drive and non-belt drive turntables. I didn't know the difference.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Right.
I didn't know the industry standard was Technique 1200. So I bought a pair of Liner Tech. I don't know if you know what Liner Tech is.
Nah.
I bought a pair of Liner Tech turntables. And I was like, you know, I'm still doing my thing, but it wasn't. I'm like, why is this?
Like
Why
it
is it
wasn't
not
flowing
hitting?
right. It wasn't. Yeah.
It was horrible, man. It was horrible. I made it work. I bought a Gemini battle mixer. It was a battle mixer. I bought that from Rock and Soul.
Okay.
I bought that from Rock and Soul. And after a while, I was like, wait a minute, why my joint don't sound like these mixtapes? Like, so my man was like, yo, bro, you gotta get Technique 1200. I'm like, what's the Technique 1200? What's that? He like, you see, and I'm like, oh, that's in all the rap videos. That's what they using. And I saved up some more money. Wait, let me rewind. I bought some speakers from Canal Street. Anybody who knew back in the day, Canal Street was the hot spot because you could talk deals.
Yeah.
You remember Canal Street?
Oh, of course. I used to get my mix CDs. And all of that from over there, man.
Yeah, you knew what it was. Yeah.
You
You get the blanks. You get the case of the blanks from Mad.
everything.
It was crazy.
Like
so
you said,
I bought,
if you were savvy and good with your game, with your mouth game, you could talk all kind of deals, get all kind of stuff.
Let me tell you something. I saved up my money. I bought 2 gigantic Dookie speakers. Crazy. I'm gonna do you one even better. It was so crazy that I took them on the train. That's real talk. I took them on the train. It was crazy because, you know, but I saved up enough money because the 1200s were very expensive.
Yeah.
So I remember I hustled all summer, worked all summer, and walked past a pawn shop. It was a pawn shop down in Midtown Manhattan that had a pair, and I couldn't go in because you can't purchase at a certain age. You can't purchase anything from a pawn shop because you got it,
Right.
So I gave the money to one of my people. I was like, yo, listen, I need them turntables. Here's the money. Go get me. You know what I'm saying? And I bought my first pair. I bought my 1200s after the line of text.
I was gonna say that line of text when you brought the record back, it takes forever, right, for it to catch up to speed.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like you bring it back, and it's like, and then it catches up. It's like, what the hell? Damn, it was horrible, man. It was horrible.
If you would have known any better, you might have been the first one to come out with that chop and screw shit.
Yeah, let me tell you something. That's the way the record sounded, and then and then I learned about needles. Let me tell you something. I learned everything like hands-on. Like everything for me was like, it was trial and fail basis, but it taught me a lot. You feel where I'm coming from? So I was a little upset. I'm like, damn, I bought these bullshit turntables, but all right, cool, I could get better. So I sold them to some kid on the avenue, and he was excited, and I had to tech. Once I got my Tech T 1200s,
that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
What were you gonna say about the needles though? Because there are different.
Oh yeah. So at that particular time, with these turntables, I'm like, why when I'm scratching, the needle is jumping up and down? Okay. That's when I learned you had to put a nickel on the top of the needle.
Okay, right. Yeah.
I do the old school shit. I'm telling y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I put a nickel on top of there, but it was like, all right. And then I see DJs with these slim needles. I'm like, what the hell is those? Now I had to get auto forms. You know what I mean? And I just learned from there. And then it gradually got bigger and better. Like my equipment got better and better because I learned, like I said, on a trial and fail basis. But if you're a real DJ, you know about the nickel on top of the needle.
Oh yeah. I've seen that plenty of times. Didn't you used to have to put like a little piece of tape though on it, right? So that
all of that,
the nickel wouldn't fall off and everything. Right. Yeah. So now at this point in time, you got your techniques and your mixer and everything. Now you kind of set. What was your first interest though when it came to DJing? Like, being that you mentioned Ron G, we all know Ron G was very famous for his blends also and stuff like that. What direction were you going in? Did you want to get into blending? Were you into the tricks, turntablism, or just straight up playing music?
Nah, you know what? I was into, so listening to Ron G, as you say, he was the blend king. So hearing him do Stephanie Mills and Shaka Khan, I was into the blending, I into the mixing and putting the records together. But these records, I heard my mother play, so they were familiar to me, but I never heard them play in that way. And I was like, wow, this is dope. So I was more into the blending. But when I heard back in the day, the echo chamber was the wave. Like you had an echo chamber. So I like being in Harlem and watching like Dougie Fresh, everybody. For me, I wanted to be a party pleaser, like a crowd motivating DJ.
Right.
That was for me, that was my lane when I wanted to DJ, because that's what I saw. You know what I mean? When you heard it's the Ron G, you know what I'm saying? It's the Kid Capri. Everybody went crazy. So that's what I was like, okay, that's what I want to do. Because when they DJ'd, the people were like, oh snap.
Right.
People were amazed at the music, but when it was something about when you heard it's the Kid Capri, it was like, oh shit, it's on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always wanted to be the crowd motivator, and because that's what I saw. Even when I seen SNS, of course, shout out to SNS. What he did at Skate Key was monumental. Like it was like, holy shit, this is. And he was the first DJ I heard scream and made it sound cool.
Okay.
He was the first DJ I heard. It's the SNS. Like, holy shit, this guy, what the fuck is that? But it was dope. You know what I mean? And then of course you had Doo-Wop, the bounce master, and he was the first DJ I heard that had a flow and rapped on his records. But these were all crowd motivators. These were all crowd pleasers. So for me, that DJing style stuck with me of crowd motivator. The DJ, the turntablism, I respected it and I liked the way it looked, but it didn't really do nothing for me.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Now we haven't even got to, so you said you were what, about 16 by the time you got your techniques and everything?
Yeah.
All right. So at what point, from that point on, when did you first of all, how'd you get the name DJ Hercules? Was that given to you, or that came a little bit later down?
Yeah, I came later.
So what was your name back then, like when you first were starting?
My first DJ name was DJ Special R.
Special R, okay.
Yeah. Okay. It was Special R.
Okay. There was a lot of those back then, right? Like the Special K. And,
right. You had to. Yeah. You see, right. What you got. I love the vibe because you guys understand the culture. Because some people I talk to, I do interviews all the time. They don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, we That's why.
So you guys understand the culture, so it's great. It's great to talk with people who understand the culture.
Right.
But I forgot to mention 2 more DJs that really were on my radar that I really listened to too. DJ Action Pack and Jibo the Pro.
Oh, Jibo the Pro! Shout out to him. Action Pack, I remember from again. I used to sell mix CDs, man. I used to go to Canal, bro. I'll give it up, but I can't remember my man's name. He was, I was just thinking about him the other day. There was a subway station, right? That when you came out it was on the corner. You came out the subway, and his spot was right there. And he used to he used to get the CD. He wasn't, you know how you used to have the cats that just sold bootlegs?
Yeah.
He used to get them, like I saw Who Kid there. I saw K-Slay there dropping off like this, when they came out with new CDs.
Yeah.
So I used to go and get joints from him at wholesale because I live on Long Island, but I used to work in the city.
Okay.
So I would get the joints from him wholesale, come back to Long Island and have all the, while cats were selling the bootleg joints, I had the ones where you could take out the sleeve. With the song selection on the side,
and
like J Love. If I don't remember J Love, Like his joints were nice and glossy, So I used to get all the mixed CDs from there.
That's fire.
So that's why I remember Action Pack from. Like I remember
Action Pack, Jibo the Pro.
Shout out to him.
DJ E Kim.
Yeah.
Who else? Man, you had some dope DJs like DJ Juice.
Yep.
DJ Juice with the blends. I mean, these are times where the music was like the mixtapes were dope. Like, mixtapes were like gold. Like I remember like literally like trading mixtapes. Like, I'll give you Kick a Pre 5 if you give me such and such. And, all right, cool. And you know what I'm saying? It was just written. You know what I mean?
You're giving me so much. Like one thing that we what we try to say, like what we represent is that we try to represent that true hip hop feeling, right? That's something that we always talk about. And like you listening to you right now is giving me so much. I remember going into a store one day, right? And they had something playing. They were playing, just sounded like a breakbeat, but it was ill. And I'm like, damn. So I asked the guy behind the counter, what is that? He was like, oh, it's this joint right here. And he pulls out the cassette. It was Kid Capri 52 breakbeats. I don't know if you remember that one.
Hell yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? And it was like, I bought that joint right then and there. I still have it around here to this day. But listening to you, like I said, like you're talking about the mix CDs, I remember getting mix CDs sometimes just to see what one, even if it was just one song that they might have had on there by an artist that you like a KRS that wasn't on anything else.
Oh, absolutely. So like, I was, here's the thing, man, like hip hop and the culture, it shaped my life so much that like, it's almost like I can't tell my story without talking about music. You understand what I'm saying to you? So like I was telling one of my peoples the other day, we were talking about NWA. The first time I ever heard NWA was on a B-side of a Ron G tape. Right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
He started his tape off with that song. You're now about to witness the strength of street knowledge. Right? It came on my headphone. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? This is crazy. Like straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. And I'm like, oh my God. Where, like, you gotta understand, right? So I didn't know what these guys look like, nothing. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Right, I'm on the bus going from 96th Street to 155th Street. I'm on the bus. That shit comes on. I'm like, oh my fucking God, this is the wave. The next day, no, I'm lying. The next week, I'm watching Video Music Box. You're now about to witness the strength of street knowledge. These guys got Jerry curls. I'm like, where the fuck is Compton? I didn't even know where was Compton. I'm like, where's Compton? Where? I'm going there right now. This is just amazing shit that happened, and like you can't buy these. This is like the impact that music has made is just incredible for me. I could I could talk about it all day.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
Absolutely.
So where are we right now? 16, got the techniques, moving up a little bit. So now what exactly are you doing to now try and build your name up and, you know, stand out as a DJ?
Okay. So 16 years old, I'm a beyond. This is around the time where I gave the rapping a chance. So I'm actually now the greatest thing about back then is when you bought a record, you got everything on the record. You got everything. You got the acapella, the instrumental. You got the radio version, the regular version. You got the Chinese version. You got everything on one record.
Right.
And a crazy B-side.
Yeah.
And a crazy right. Like I still remember when I bought Jay-Z's Dead Presidents, the A side was Dead Presidents, the B side was Can I Kick It? Yes, You Can. That was the B side to that record. So I felt myself one day, and I think my grandmother put me on punishment, and I just found myself playing instrumentals, and I just started, you know, rapping. Oh, well, maybe I could do this, so I rapped for a while I was in high school. I rapped, and I was pretty successful. I landed myself an independent deal. It was pretty cool. But I still was missing being a DJ. You know what I mean? Still was missing being a DJ. After rapping, got caught up in the streets, of course. You know what I mean? Hustling and doing crime and doing different stuff. And then, you know, eventually I found myself back to my original element, which was DJing. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much the short version of that little, you know what I mean? That little time and era right there where, like, because at that time, being a rapper was not really, it was like, you're a rapper? What the fuck? Like, you know, people didn't respect rappers. You know what I mean?
Nah.
You know, so like I said, of course, you know, as a youngin', you give the streets a try, you see what it's like, you know what I'm saying? You go through that phase in life, and I just was like, all right, this ain't what it's all cracked up to be. So I gotta switch up the plan, you know what I mean? So definitely, you know.
Right.
Did you find yourself in any groups or DJing for a certain rapper?
Nah, not at that time. Nah, you know, I used to make mixtapes for the neighborhood, for my peers, and you know they would love it. I was the first DJ in my area, in the building. Like, so, like, we live in the building. After my parents passed away, I moved with my grandmother for a bit, and I was the first DJ in the building. So all the kids would come to my house and my grandmother's house. I'm like, oh, you got DJ equipment? And they would, you know, they'd be like, oh, so I would impress my peers. And I was like, okay. And I would make little tapes for them. But, you know, I didn't take it serious at that time, because at that particular time, that wasn't really how it is now. That didn't gain you no popularity. That was like, you a DJ. Come on, get out of here. The hustler was the guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, this probably ain't going to really, you know. So I still love music, but I was like, all right, hit the streets. Of course, you know, hustling, doing shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing. And it kind of deterred me from, you know, DJing.
What would you say your first big break was?
Oh, man. So I put DJing down for a bit, and I found myself going back to it as I got older. So now we fast forwarding, and I did a party. Rest in peace, Fred the Godson. Rest in peace to Fred the Godson.
Yes, sir.
And I gotta mention this because when I got back into it and I started really going hard at it and really started taking it serious again, The first party I did was for Fred. It was his birthday party,
Oh wow. Wow.
and you know, shout to my girl. She had a spot named Esso's on uptown,
Okay.
and she was like, "Yo, I need you to come tonight. I need you to come tonight, Hercules. Fred the Godson is having a party tonight, and I need you to DJ." And I was like, "Word,
Mm.
cool, yeah, let's get it." And I turned. It was me and shout to Webstar too. And that was like that to me was like, okay, they see who you are now. They
Right.
see you. What are you going? Now you have the rock in your hand. What are you going to do?
Mm.
What I'm saying, you could stop it or you could keep it moving. So I would say my first official breaking out back into the DJ fit was Fred the Godson's birthday party.
Right.
Wow.
He's I know he passed a few years back,
Yeah.
but he was kind of considered a newer artist. So what years are we talking about as far as that party?
Well, I've been professionally now. I've been DJing 8 years. So let's go 8 years back.
Okay.
Mm.
You know what I mean? We go 8 years
Okay.
back. I've been like I took it serious 8 years ago.
I got you.
I mean,
Okay. Okay.
and when I say serious, meaning like,
Business.
okay, I'm getting paid. Wow, this is gonna work. Okay, I landed a radio deal at Fubu Radio. You know, and everything started kicking off for me.
Mm. All right. Okay. So Fred the Godson, first party, you know, that you
Yeah,
stands out.
yeah.
Now 8 years. How what clicked? Like what clicked to you that make you say like I can do this and make money, make a living? And then how did you figure out how to make the moves and connections?
Well, okay, so I had to do first of all I had to do something because I couldn't go back to the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was like, there's no way I can't do this no more. You know what I mean? I always knew I had potential to be one of the, you know, I always had the potential. I always believed in myself. Um, After I did the Fred the Godson party, a lady by the name of Radio Rima,
Okay.
she approached me. She gave me a call, and she was like, "Yo, Fubu is doing a radio station. They want a meeting with you."
Wow.
I started getting myself hot on the street. I want to explain this to y'all because I didn't have no social. I was late bloomer to social media.
Okay.
So when I started taking DJing serious again, I had the old school mentality of word of mouth on the street. You know what
That's
I'm
how
saying?
you used to. Right.
Social media, I don't want none of that. I didn't do social media. I went 2 to 3 years without no social media, just hitting the street, doing parties, doing this, doing that. My name circulated. Oh, this kid Hercules, this kid Hercules, this kid Hercules. Showtime DVD called me up. This is a true story. Showtime DVD called me. He said, "Yo, you DJ Hercules? I don't even know how you got my number. You DJ Hercules?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Yo, your name is popping up a lot. I gotta meet you. I gotta know who. I want to see who you are." I
Wow.
said, "Bet. Come down to Esso's uptown. I'm doing a party, Fred the Godson. Tell him you with me." So he said, "Can I bring my camera?" I said, "You sure can." Tell him you with me. He came down, did an interview. I'm gonna post the interview. It's a throwback. I'm gonna post it. Came down. I said, "Only way you gotta do it in my projects." He said, "All right, cool." Took his camera, did it in my project. Let me get to Radio Rima. She says, "Yo, Fubu is doing. They opening up. They bought a radio station and they want to get a meeting. I told them about you." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna take the meeting." I go up to the meeting. I meet with the one of the co-founders of Fubu. We hit it off, and he was like, "Yo, welcome to Fubu Radio." And
Mm.
from there, that clicked, and I started working with the radio station. Started building my name up a little more, and lo and behold, everything started clicking from there.
Wow, that's cool, man. So that
Yeah.
and then so that's pretty much where you start counting the 8 years, more or
Right,
less.
right, more or less, right,
Damn,
more
that's
or less,
nice,
yeah.
man. That's
And
nice.
I made some, I made some great, incredible relationships. And one thing about me is, like I said, once again, I always had potential. I always was an outgoing guy. You know, my mom said I was always special out of all the kids. So I said, okay, cool. But I was able to monetize my situation and go and go harder and always push myself. So I believed in myself from jump, and I said, okay, cool. From this, it's like this. If you put me in a room with 4 millionaires, I'm gonna come out with a situation because I'm not impressed with just being in a room with millionaires.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
So I've always been that type of guy. I will always shoot for the stars. So from Fubu Radio, I built some great relationships, and then that's how I was able to pick my name up, and then I'm traveling, and then it was just great experiences.
Right. Can you talk a little bit more about the opportunities that presented themselves to you in the past 8 years?
Oh yeah. Okay. So great. Man, I don't even know where to start. The first thing I could start is I did a party at DMX's house.
What?
And this was, I'm gonna paint the picture for you. So I did a party for Tashira Simmons. Shout out to Tashira Simmons. She's a lovely, DMX's ex-wife.
Yeah.
And she had a launch party. And shout out to Flint Management too, Jewels. She calls me up. She says, yo, Tashira needs a DJ. You got to come to Harlem. Come on and DJ. I said, all right, cool. Tashira who? Tashira Simmons. I'm like, all right, cool. Get there. I blow the roof off. Me and Tashira, we like, once again, just forming a good relationship. She was like, listen, I'm having a party for Xavier at my house. I think it was Tacoma at my house. I want you to come to the house. It was like, wait, hold up. Time out. Hold up. You want me to come to the house? Really?
Yeah.
Now you gotta understand, man, for me, the money is good, but the journey, the experiences, and to be around some of the greats is just you can't buy that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm driving. I'm telling y'all, I'm driving. I am driving to DMX's house. I get to the gate. I had to take like 10 minutes, turn my car off, sit there, and I'm like, I look at the gate. The gate says ES, Earl Simmons. I'm in the front of the gate. I'm like, yo, I'm really at this man's house, yo. I'm really at it was to the point where, listen, it was to the point where she called me. Where you at? I'm like, oh, my fault. I'm right here. Don't. But I just needed to take the time. So that was a great experience, man, to be able to DJ and do a private event for the Simmons family. That was a great, and to this day we have a great relationship. Rest in peace to DMX.
Yeah, rest in peace.
The list goes on, man. AZ, and what can I say? AZ Sosa. I did a party for his sister, right? And not knowing that this is AZ's sister.
Right.
Next thing you know, yo, AZ's having a party. You got to come DJ. I was like, I'm doing a private party for AZ. And not only am I doing a party for him, he tells me to play Sugar Hill and performs it right there.
Word. Yeah.
I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm like, yo, wait a minute. You gotta this is the type of shit that you can't pay for.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Wow. So
I got one more story. So I get, I'm cool. Like I said, shout out to AZ, shout out to my man Clip. They invite me to AZ's birthday party. I go to AZ's birthday party. Lo and behold, everybody's walking in. Raekwon walks through the door. Raekwon, the chef. All right. Holy shit. I walk out. What's up, Ray? What's up, man? How you da-da-da? Yo, come sit at the table. I said, yo, Ray, you the fucking GOAT. Be like, I'm sitting here with Ray. You got this is the shit that just I'm sitting here with Raekwon. This is the DJ that built himself up. I'm sitting here with Ray motherfucking Kwon.
Right.
You can't buy that type of shit for me. Like, these are the people that I grew up watching and I grew up buying their records, but now these people are respecting my craft. It's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing. Like I'm listening to you say all this stuff, and I'm like, you know how many DJs that are out there that already established. I mean, at the time that you're talking about, that they could have easily called, hey, I'm having a party, come, and you end up over there. That's kind of crazy. that's crazy. But like you said, man, we had somebody else on. I forgot who. UFO Fev.
Okay.
You might be familiar with him because I think he's from Uptown.
Okay.
He runs with Fat Joe and them. But I had the same thing with him. Like he kept finding himself around certain people, and I'm like, yo, do you know how many people live in the city and you find yourself in that situation? You know what I mean? Like that's it's meant to be, man.
And see, that's the thing. Like that's the thing for me is that, like I said, I've always understood that for me, you know, one thing about DJing, I you know, being a DJ doesn't make me a great DJ. Knowing music makes me a great DJ.
Course,
I know music. You know what I'm saying? I know music like the back of my hand. I've been involved in consuming music since I was a kid. So for me, like I don't practice being a DJ. I don't, and I don't want to sound cocky, right? Mm-hmm. But it's a gift. You understand what I'm saying? It's once I get, it's like certain people are born to do certain things. I could not touch the turntables for months, but when I get up there, I'm sharp. I'm sharp because I understand music. It's a vibe. It's a feeling. You can't force that. You can't, like certain things. You can't, like you could. I know DJs who go to DJ school. How about that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, they not gonna teach certain shit you can't learn. It's like certain shit you can't buy in a store.
Right.
You know, there's DJs out there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think a successful DJ, aside, like you said, besides knowing the music and having the skills, I also think there's something that they have to have that you can't teach. And I mean, like, for example, like you said, Kid Capri, right? What is it about Kid Capri that makes Kid Capri so dope? Because he can literally, like you said, just go out there, say something, and everybody is attracted to him. You know what I mean? Same thing with a Ron G, same thing with a SNS. It's something about their character alone, besides the music and the DJing, that people get attracted to, and not everybody, you can't teach that.
Right. Everybody don't have that. And you know, everybody is not born with that gift. Everybody is not born, like it's like you either have it or you don't. And I was just fortunate enough to be blessed with that talent, that gift. My ear sonically works different. You understand what I'm saying? Like the way people view music, I see music. I hear different things in my head. I hear certain things, certain beats when I hear certain music. So for me, like here's what I say too, right? So now with equipment, there's a lot of cheat codes with equipment now. Right. When I was DJing, you had to know BPMs in your mind. Mm-hmm. There was no screen that told you 138, 138, beat match, sync it. Right. There was no button for that. You had to, in your mind, wait, Stephanie Mills goes with Impeach the President. I'm going to put that together. Let me see how it sounds. And if you had it, if it mixed, it blend. If it didn't, it didn't.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, yeah, for sure. It's funny you said that because I used to watch, rest in peace to MF Doom, man. But I'm from I used to hang out with him. We're from the same crew and everything. And he used to mess around trying to blend shit, right? And one of the dopest things that I used to like about it is that, like you said, because you're listening, so you're trying to just do it by ear. But one of the dopest things about blends back then too was that sometimes it wasn't 100% on. It might be a little bit off or whatever, but it made it. It's just what made it dope because you were just trying something.
Yes,
it's like, I hear it. I hear what you hear. I hear what you're trying to do, and it might not be 100%. And that was something. It's like vinyl and digital, right? You like to hear the crackles, the pops.
There you have it.
Perfect. But it's dope. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
I know exactly what you mean.
And that's the thing. Everybody didn't hear. Everybody doesn't have that ear to hear what you hear. So like, I could explain it to somebody, and they'd be like, "What you talking about? New Edition and Jay-Z's beat? Why are you talking about that?" Nah, because I hear it in my head. I'm going home. I'm going home now to execute it.
Right.
Right. And that's what it was. That's
and
what
you
it
couldn't,
was.
and you couldn't think about anything else until you got home and
Man,
actually did it, right? Because
what I would rack my brain all day. I remember being in school one day and I cut school. Listen to this. I cut school to do a blend. I'm just telling y'all the truth.
That's dope.
I remember this cat in my school. He was a DJ. His name was DJ Two Times. And I didn't have Bismarcky make the music with your mouth instrumental. I said, do me a favor, bring the record to school. Let me borrow the record. I'm gonna record this mix. And he gave me the record. I cut school with the record. I left. I went straight to home and did it. This is the type of shit that I was on. Like I love the music. Son, that was in me.
Yeah. Damn, man, that's some good times, man.
And I'm wait. And when now let's talk about records. Let me tell you something. I would literally rack my freaking brain to find we would call it record hunting. That's what we would call it, right? So I would go to two places. I would travel to Nova Scotia to get a record, but
Right.
just so happened Rock and Soul was my leading place for records. That was if anybody wanted to assassinate me, they could find me at Rock and Soul. You know what I'm saying? I would literally go hungry. Like I got money in my pocket, sandwich or the record. I'll get something to eat later. I want to get this record. And I would go to Rock and Soul. Now Rock and Soul was so dope because they had the white label records. So let's say the Benjamins came out and they had it, the sound would be a little bit but you had the record.
You had the record, right.
So I would go there, I'd be like, what you got? They'd be like, yo, we got the Benjamins. That record don't come out to 2 weeks later, but you can get it on the white line. All right, cool, I get it, I'll take it. And I would buy a record. I mean, it was just fun times, real fun times, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, shout out to Rock and Soul too, man. They've been around forever, and you know, I couldn't even tell you how many times their names come up from numerous of, you know, like no matter who you talk to that was involved somehow, Rock and Soul comes up at least once or twice.
Nah, Rock and Soul was the let me tell you something. Rock and Soul, I'll be in there so many hours, man. I'm
so glad that they've been able to still be around.
Oh yeah.
So many people have closed since then, and man. So shout out to Rock and Soul. I got a chance to go there. They used to, I don't know if they still do it, but they a few years back they were putting events together where they were having
they still do it. They still do it. They still do it.
Man, I went to one. It was Mel Star was there, Break B Lou, DJ Clear. It was a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
DJ Dummy was there. I was like a little kid, like
bro.
DJs. Evil D was there.
Evil D. I was just about to tell you a duck down story. I went inside Rock and Soul after school one day, and I'm walking in. They used to have the equipment in the front, like the turntables. Okay. They used to sell equipment, and then in the back was the records. I walk in, I see Funk Flex. I'm like, oh shit, yo, Flex! Oh my god, I see Flex. You see Kid Capri in there. You see Drew High. You see Buckshot Shorty. Right. Everybody was in this record store, so it was dope.
Yeah, that's dope. A dope staple, man.
Dope shit.
Just kind of a little sidebar though. By any chance, since you're from Harlem and all that, do you know his name is I don't want to call his whole up, but his name is Eric Murray. He has a thing called Team Murray. He's always doing parties in Harlem, man, with SNS. You ever heard of him by any chance?
I probably know him by face.
Yeah. He's always doing like a white party or something up in Harlem with SNS.
I'm sure I probably bumped into him. I'm sure.
That's just sidebar. I just has, we'll edit this, but just I went to school with him, and I've seen a lot that he does a lot of parties and gigs up there. Just like random, and he'll have a lot of old school DJs sometime and new ones doing the parties in them. But a shout out to Team Murray. Who else you got?
Talk a little bit about your relationship with another legend, CL Smooth.
Oh man, you know something, man.
How did that come about? Yeah.
This goes back to one of, you can't pay for certain shit. You know what I'm saying? This is shit you can't buy. Money can't, is the money is good, but this can't,
Yeah.
So I was working up at the radio station, and the person who was doing the interview with CL Smooth did not know hip hop too much.
Okay.
And I know, it sounds crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm DJing the show, and she's like, "Yo, Hercules, I need you to take the wheel on this one, because I need you to spearhead this one, because I don't know too much about
hip hop and stuff."
I said, "What? Are you serious? Okay, cool, no problem." So CL's up there doing the interview. I'm DJing. He drops off his new record, which is dope. Just in Town. It's a fire record. And I was like, "Yo, CL, like, I remember you guys when the roles were reversed. Mm-hmm. CL Smooth was the DJ and Pete Rock was the rapper." Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't understand that part. A lot of people don't know that, right?
Right.
So I'm asking him certain questions, and he's like, "Wow, you really know you really know hip hop." Like, I'm like, "Yo, bro, this is what I do," right? We formed a good relationship. He invited me to hang out with him one night, and we just formed a good relationship. I always kept in contact with him, and we always talked on the phone. And from there, we just formed a good relationship. And I hit him up one day, and I said, "Yo," because I had left the radio station. I really was I wasn't like, I would say fearful, but I was like, "Damn, where do I go next? What's next on my agenda? What I'm gonna do now, right?" Mm-hmm. And I remember calling CL Smooth, and we having a great conversation. We was on the phone for like an hour, and I was like, "Yo, CL, I see you on tour, and you doing your thing, man. It's great to see you." He was like, "No, da da da." And he always would leave comments under my Instagram, like, "Yo, I see you. I see what you're doing." He always had his eye and was like, "Hercules, I see you elevate. I see you, superstar." And when after we had that conversation, a week after, I get a call from management, and he was like, "Yo, CL was talking about you. What's up? I want you to be CL Smooth's DJ." And I was like, "What?" Like, "All right, cool." Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna say no? I'm not gonna say no.
Right. How long ago was that?
Like, shit, this was a couple months ago. Couple months ago. But we've been, like I said, we've been we've been talking a long time. This was like about 4 or 5 years ago. We've been just cool. We always built a good relationship, but bringing me on board to be his DJ like about 2-3 months ago.
Okay. Yo, man, I gotta apologize. So let me be honest.
I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
Because yo, I know I have you on Instagram and followed you and all this and that, and then we're at SOBs, right? And I kept seeing you, man. Like, I don't know if I don't know if you noticed or not, but like every once in a while, I noticed you were standing off, like when CL was performing, you were kind of on the stage over, like on the right, and I kept like looking, and I didn't place. It's like I know I'm looking at you for a reason.
Yeah.
I didn't put it together, man, and I apologize.
Nah, it's cool. Yo, it's cool, bro.
Then I go back and I'm like, oh shit. I'm feeling sincere. I'm like, yo.
It's cool. You know what? It's cool. But the crazy thing about it is, prior to me coming to the show, me and CL had a conversation, and he was explaining to me. So when you see me by the shade, it was a method to my madness, right? So he was explaining to me the type of energy, the type of show he wanted. So I was more in tune with the show because he was lining me up to be his DJ. You understand what I'm saying? So he was like, "Yo, Hercules, I need you to pay attention to what's going on
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The lineup of the songs, the arrangement of the songs." So he already had me lined up to do it. I'm at the stage, I'm like, okay, I'm studying, I'm listening, I'm studying, I'm listening. And when he walks off the stage, he says, "Hercules."
You see that?
See what I mean? I said, "I see what you mean." And then I get a call.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you how ill you are with everything you were just talking about before, right? About being at these places and how, you know, these calls, how you said about being in a room with millionaires. So again, SOBs, and I keep looking and I keep seeing you on there, and I'm like, but at the same time, so you gotta understand, like me and Sincere, we were on like a 2-day, because the day before we were out in Coney Island for the, you know, they're celebrating the 49 years of hip hop, and we're in Coney Island. We did this thing with Power Rule. Then that day, I forgot what we did something earlier, and then we end up there. So we're kind of, we had went to the Tony Touch joint with KRS, and
shout out to Tony Toka.
Me and Sincere were on like some hip hop.
Oh, y'all was all over the place.
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
Dope, super dope.
So that night at SOBs, even though we're there to kind of enjoy ourselves, but also we're, you know, this is what we do. So we're trying, you know, enjoying ourselves, but also seeing what's what. You know, I shout out to man, what's his name? Peter Guns. You know, we got.
Shout out to my guy Guns. Shout out to Guns,
and his manager as well. Shout out to them. So like, I'm watching you and I see you, and you know, so I'm putting that. Then after the show, I check your Instagram and I see what's going on, and I start seeing you, CL Smooth and this and that, and I'm like, oh shit! So that was him. I fucked up. I should have, you know, said what's up, but I didn't. But then I see the CL Smooth connection, and I'm like, yo, that's ill. I think he just kind of. I don't know for sure, but I'm watching the moves.
Right.
I think he just landed this shit with CL Smooth, and I'm kind of like, yo, that's ill.
You see the execution, right? You see the execution?
So I just want to say, man, there is something about you, bro, because even though that place wasn't packed, there was other people there. My attention was going to you, and I'm like, yo, something's up with this cat. I'm not sure, but I'm just, you know, So I do want to say you have whatever that it thing is that we were talking about, Kid Capri and everybody else. You have that.
Thank you.
Because you attract that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And trust me, bro, because I'm one of those that are like quiet, but I'm paying attention to shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm paying attention. Right. I'm trying to see like who's who, what's what. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I saw Blacksmith in the cut. Well, I've never met him, but I'm like, okay, I see what's up. I see who's moving. So you have. I just want to say you got that. And
thank you, man.
Shout out to you, man, because you're gonna go far, and you're already there, but you're gonna go far, bro.
Definitely, man. You know, and you know, like I said, man, I you know, for me, you know, this journey is like, you know what I'm saying, this magic carpet ride is incredible, man. I couldn't paint it a bit, like, you know, I'm just the vessel. This is already planned for me. Right. It's already destined. You know, I didn't come into this game expecting anything. You know what I'm saying? But I'm ending up with what it is. That's not no accident. That's called destiny. Right. So for me, I'm just following the plan. And the dope part about it is that, you know, I'm gaining, you know, I'm gonna tell you something real honesty. Even talking to CL, you know, we were on our way to Waterbury, Connecticut for a show. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yo, Herc, you already got it. Now I'm gonna polish you. Okay. Right? And I'm in my mind, I'm still like, this is CL Smooth I'm talking to. Right. He's giving me the game. Mm-hmm. This guy been in the game for how long? He understands. Him and his partner made history. So CL Smooth is telling me, we're gonna polish you up. Boom. Damn, what can you say to that?
Yeah, you can't put a price on that.
And just the game that he's giving me, just the knowledge that I'm gaining from him, even being around him, it's sharpening me up. And I'm gonna let you in another secret. He probably don't know, but he gonna hear it now. When I play the records, I'm DJing them. I'm still a fan. I'm behind there. I'm rocking with the crowd just like y'all are.
Right.
It's amazing to me, man. Every time I play the records, they never get old. So I'm there DJing, straighten it out. I'm there DJing, reminisce. Anytime those horns go off, I'm in fan mode, but I gotta remember I'm the DJ. Let me stay focused. I'm still in fan mode. So these are the things that, you know, this is just the journey, man. I'm glad I could share it on your platform, man. You know what I mean?
Oh man, it's a pleasure, man. I you know, I'm thinking back to that show at SOBs. I remember me and Sincere were like, you know, we're looking around and we're like, man, like it's not that many people coming in right now. But yo, when I tell you, me and Sincere were like, after the show was over and everything, we were like, yo, that was one of the illest shows we've seen. Like, I mean, nobody forget the fact. I will say, at first we're just like, oh man, see how smooth, like what the, like this should be jam packed or whatever. But man, that show, like, yo, I don't even know how. I don't know. It was amazing. It was.
You
amazing.
know what? The energy he brings is crazy, right? But that leads to segue to. I ain't gonna call nobody out their name, but that leads to segue to this guy saying,
"Oh yeah.
disrespectful stuff to the legends." And let let's clarify. Let's put this out in the to be in this culture now. It doesn't take nothing but popularity. But for the people like us that are of the culture and understand it and respect it, I almost say I forgive him because you don't know, you weren't there and you don't understand. You see, me, you, and the gentleman here, that show was electrifying, and I wasn't even DJing at that night.
Right,
I was just. But even with the people that were there, he still put on a show as if it was the Garden 20,000 strong.
Right.
And I feel like there's a part of me that dislikes this. The only part I dislike about the culture. Why can't Big Daddy Kane sell out Madison Square Garden by himself?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, our culture, we write our legends off. Oh, he's old, he's washed up, right? Billy Joel is 86, falling apart, damn near falling off the stage, and he can sell out the Garden by himself in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
This is a problem.
Yeah, I don't.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, that's this. I don't understand that part, and it's like something that we always find ourselves kind of talking about, like you throughout the years, right? It's like it becomes a thing, it kind of dies down, then it's like we're back into that same thing again, and then you have something like what this kid just came out.
Yeah, we're not gonna give him. We're not even gonna give him. Yeah,
no, but it's like. At the same time, like I know you just said, like you forgive him and everything, but I kind of don't. Now, okay, we all make mistakes when sometimes we say things that then we're like, damn, maybe I didn't really mean it to sound that way, or I didn't mean to put it in that context. I don't know what the entire conversation was that led up to him saying that either. I mean, maybe, hey, there are some cats out there that are, some old school cats that are a little disgruntled and maybe look at younger kids. I don't know what the conversation was, but all I know is that what he said shouldn't have been said because.
When I say I forgive him, I don't forgive him personally for what he said out of his mouth. I forgive his ignorance for not knowing about the culture. Okay, my bad. Somebody didn't teach you,
right,
or somebody didn't tell you to do your homework.
Right.
Like,
okay.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah. I got you.
How are you in the music field and you don't know your history?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's like me telling you, yo, I'm Puerto Rican and I don't know who Hector Lavoe is.
Right. No.
I don't know who Taino Indian is. I don't know none of that. Are you crazy? Like you ever seen the movie Malcolm X?
Yeah.
And the kid said, I want to be a Muslim. He said, you should never join an organization that you don't know about.
Right.
Like, you mean to tell me you've been in this game all this time and you never thought to go and ask somebody and say, yo, who were our who started this hip hop thing? And never mind that they look the way they look. It doesn't matter. Their contribution to this is nobody ever asked if Marvin Gaye was broke or not.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand where he. I don't understand what his purpose was of saying that.
It equates from everything now in this era that we live in now. It's about popularity. Everything they equate everything to popularity. Oh, you ever seen those people? I'm sure you all experienced people. They'll look at a guy who drives a nice car and think he's rich. Oh, he got a Bentley. He's rich.
Right.
What?
Right.
So they equate everything with status. Oh, she has a Louis Vuitton bag, so she's doing good. not knowing that she probably didn't pay her bills to get that bag, right? So the way they think now is, oh, you gotta be no contribution. These people, it's like if Rosa Parks never fought for people to sacrifice to go to jail for people to sit in the front of the bus, where will we be seated?
Right.
If Martin Luther King didn't get his thoughts splattered on the balcony, what kind of freedom will we have?
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying to you? So I think with him, come on, man. If you listen, if you watching, whatever, do your homework, bro. Do your homework, man. You know what I'm saying? We the only culture that write off our legends.
Yeah.
Don't you know what I'm saying? Not to say that SOBs, shouldn't have been more packed, because who don't want to see a CL Smooth show? Not because I DJ fan, but because I'm a fan as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest, I was thinking just like you guys, like, yo, this place should be way more packed than this.
Sold out. New York.
I mean, they did say that it was kind of what you call PP. No, I know.
Yeah.
I know it's not an excuse. But Peter like Gunn said it was kind of something about last minute. It wasn't like but again, I listen, I'm gonna let you say what you're about to say, Sincere. My bad.
No,
but I'm gonna say that I'm from New York and I know SOBs. And it's like it doesn't take much to hear, oh, such and such is gonna be at SOBs. That's like boom. You know what I mean? So that's why it was a little like, damn, what's up? But my bad. What were you about to say, Sincere?
No, I'm just saying, really, I mean, if a guy like me from Indiana heard about that show and traveled 12 hours to be there, there's no reason why.
There's no reason why the tri-state area don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, I was glad that it turned out the way it did, because I honestly felt, we kept saying this, it felt like we were getting like our own personal show. Like if we were in our living room with CL Smooth chilling and he just decides to do a show for us. That shit was awesome.
I mean, you know what it is? The intimacy of it. The intimacy of it. It made it more
personal.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, man, I mean, certain records to me, I don't care what you're going to do, what you say, they will never get played out. Right, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Straighten It Out, Reminisce, Lots of Loving. These are classic songs.
Yo, and I love the way, I don't know if it's incorporated, because like you DJ for him now and stuff like that, if you guys still incorporate it, but the way that they would play the original and just kind of vibe, bro, and then go into the song.
Yeah.
Yo, I still think about that. I don't know, man. I hope I don't sound too like,
No, you know what?
I don't know. I feel like I'm like a little.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
But
let me tell you something. We were rehearsing. And I played the song without the original, and he just looked at me like, "Yo, Herc, put that in there. It's a vibe."
It is.
And I'm doing it, and I'm like, I get it. I looked at him, I said, I get it. And it's, and that's a part of it. Goes back to the conversation we had in the car. And he's like, Hercules, you already got it. You already got it to be great. Now I'm gonna polish it up, and that's it. That's all you need. So me being a party DJ, now I've learned to be an artist DJ. So now I know when to cue, like if you, I'm sure you guys are gonna come. We got a lot more shows coming up in the tri-state area, a lot more shows. Now we have a polished show. So, well, he's been polished, but for me, for the cues and when to drop the record, is so much more to it that we have our chemistry now, and it's crazy, man. So shout out to the whole team CL, shout out to Blacksmith, shout out to Tia, shout out to the whole team CL, man. And for me, it's an honor to be his DJ because, like I said, man, that man has made history. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's so dope, man. What else you was about to say?
Just outside of being CL's DJ, what other upcoming projects can we look forward to?
Oh man, let me. I don't know where to start, man. This is just. Let me tell y'all something, man. For me, it's bigger than I've been blessed and I've been fortunate to monetize myself as more than just a DJ. So I have a movie dropping called War of Roses, which I play a dirty cop. That's coming out December. If not top of the year. So I still got a couple more scenes to shoot. Still got a movie. I just recently shout out to my new management. I'm matter of fact, this is the announcement I'm making here. Nobody knows yet. So shout out to the new management team. Michelle Management, that's my new management. I've just signed the management deal, a new management deal, which is crazy. Man, so we've been working since the ink dry. We've been working. So December 1st through the 5th, I'll be in Cartagena, Colombia. Got a hosting out there. I just recently did a show where I brought out and I hosted for Fabio Foreign. Brought him out, DeVito. I'm working, man. I'm working. I don't know if y'all seen Mary J. Blige just co-signed.
I wanted to ask you about all that too, man. Yo, this guy is like, I don't know, man. Just everywhere, next to everybody. I love it, man. I love it.
You know what, man? Like I said, man, I'm just blessed. But what I will say is this, man, and there's a part of me there's a part of me that's humble, but there's the other side of me that's going to say, listen, man, I don't know about everybody else, but I am the most electrifying man in DJ and entertainment history. I don't know. I can't speak for nobody else. I am the most electrifying. If not me, then who right now? I've asked you, if not me, then who? I am the most electrifying man in DJ and entertainment as of this point right now. If not me, then who? You're not going to find nobody who's a triple entendre. So now, if you look at my Instagram, I just got posted for Shea Moisture fashion show, modeling. I mean, what are we going to talk about, man? What are we going to talk about? We could be here for like 2 more hours.
I know. I saw all of that. I wanted to ask you about all of that too, man. Your fashion. I saw you modeling it on there too.
Shout out to I want to shout out once again. I want to shout out Michelle Management, man. They working. She's working. She's an incredible person, man. And once we talked, and she was like, "Yo, Herc, I see you. I see the vision. Let's get it." And I said, "Let's do the deal." So, shout out to Michelle Management once again, man. She's on the job. She giving me the crazy looks, man. So I'm everywhere, man. And then like I said, y'all want to get into the Mary J. Blige thing because it's viral. Everybody know about it.
Yeah. For sure. What's up, man? What's up?
Oh man, Mary. Listen, man. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Sometimes this is what I'm gonna say because everybody asks me, "How did you get Mary J. Blige to do a video? How did you get Mary J. Blige to do this?" And let me tell y'all something, man. When great people and good people link together, and your heart is pure and your intentions are pure, I don't come into this game like I don't expect nothing. So for me, I'm just a pure, naturally solid guy because that's what I come from. That's where my cloth is cut from, and real people recognize real people. So the relationship with Mary J. Blige, that wasn't even no music relationship. That was just a people's relationship. And once we got a chance to vibe and talk, she was just like, "Yo, that's a friend. You are my new friend." And from there, we just formed a great relationship, and it was just dope. And from there, we just, like I said, I will be at the Barclays Center. We got more modeling, more acting. And like I said, I am the most electrifying man in DJ and entertainment. If not me, then who? I love to talk about it.
Yo, damn, that's crazy. This guy's just legend after legend, man. You get surrounded by all the greats.
And on top of that, the resume is impressive. The resume is impressive. Super Bowl 55, I DJ'd that. Tampa, Florida. Super Bowl 55, I did that. Understand what I'm saying? My resume is impressive. It's impeccable. And there are people who have been in this game longer than me that haven't achieved what I have achieved in such a short bracket of time. But this is with God's glory, and this is when you're on your grind and when you're doing your thing. Once again, I pose a question to you, my people. I am the most electrifying man in DJ and entertainment. If not me, then who?
Then who, people?
I don't know. Put it like this. When you see this, man, you can make sure to leave a comment at the bottom of the video on our YouTube channel. If you think you have one that's more electrifying than DJ Hercules, let us know who, and we can put it to the test.
I want to know. Listen, please. And you can go to DJ Hercules _787, and we can have a great debate. I am the most electrifying man in DJ and entertainment at this particular time. If not me, then who? Who's doing it like this?
Yo, do me a favor, if you don't mind. We don't ask everybody, but the ones that we really, if you could do us a drop right now.
Sure can.
Because I like the energy you got right now, and please add that, it's not me. I like the energy. So if you don't mind, if you could just, however you want to give it whatever flavor you want. Changing of the Hip Hop Guards is the name of the podcast.
Changing of the Hip Hop Guards?
Yep.
Hip Hop Guard, yeah. So just so you know, we kind of like, a lot of people talk about like gatekeeping and all of that. Like,
right.
We don't consider ourselves gatekeepers.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
That's what I'm talking about. See,
no,
pop
but
your collar. Wait a minute.
Pause.
Pause.
Man. We don't want none of this corny stuff in here, man.
But
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. It's time. Listen, wait. I want to pause it.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. I have fun. I really appreciate you guys because this is fun for me because you guys know the culture, so the conversation is dope. But
right.
Stop with the hum. No more humble, man. No more humble. Right, yo. Talk your talk.
My thing was that there's so many people use that. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to claim like they're gatekeepers, which is fine.
I don't think they do. There's no gatekeepers right now. There's nobody saying this kid's whack. They like to say, I'm not gonna mention no names. You know what I mean? Nobody's calling nobody out, I don't think.
All right, so let me put it like this. Maybe what I'm trying to say is I like to consider myself someone who likes to make sure that the culture stays the way it's supposed to be.
Moves forward.
You know what I mean? But also preserving Van Silk, right? We had Van Silk on, and he said it best. He said like when we talk about the culture of hip hop, we're talking about like from the early 70s to maybe about 85, 80,
yeah, 80, let's do 88. Years. Let's push it to 88.
88, somewhere around there, right? But that's when, so like when we talk about culture, we're talking about that, right? We're talking about the elements, we're talking about a way of living. Nowadays, there's really no culture involved when people talk about hip hop. So what I'm trying to say is like, the reason why we said changing of the hip hop guards, so like in DC, they got changing of the guards, they got the two guards,
right.
protecting that one soldier.
Right.
That's the concept. So it's like me and Sincere, we're kind of like those guards going from one side to the other, protecting our culture. You know what I mean? So anybody that's coming in, so it's the same as gatekeeping. It's
okay, E, wait, hold up. Now, E, now wait, now let's give Sincere the floor. Sin, talk your talk,
man.
All right, I'm all right.
That talk. E, chill. Sincere, talk that talk right now. Are you a gatekeeper?
We are gatekeepers for sure. You know what I mean? We make sure that everything remains authentic. We would like to make sure everything remains authentic. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Talk that talk, Sin.
We are gatekeepers. And if nobody is, man, if nobody's doing it better than us, then who? Then who, man?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what you see what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. Look. Yo, Sonny, I want to tell you.
I get that you know what it is too, because I just feel that sometimes some older cats, when they're labeled as gatekeepers, they're looked at as like, yo, you're not letting the next people shine. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to be, because I have nothing against the younger generation. I'm not teaching them the culture. So that's why sometimes I feel like, oh, you guys, like you hear it on radio stations, like Flex gets that a lot.
But you guys, you're not
letting the younger generation get shine on the radio. You guys forget, like you guys respect. You said it earlier. You respect authenticity. Right. So not that you don't respect what's going on now, because some of it is good. You know, I don't have no problem with some of it myself, but authenticity means a lot to me. And when I say authenticity is because when you up there faking, there's a lot of tomfoolery going on in these times now. You could go on Instagram, you can go on social media, you can be whoever you want to be on there, right? Right.
But when you actually there and you're actually in the, you get exposed eventually.
Mhm.
So here's where I come in, the real deal, right?
Right.
And the most electrifying man in DJ and entertainment, may I add, because I'm out here and I'm doing it on a level where there's nobody like, yo,
Yeah.
like I said, if
I
not
get it. I
me,
know.
then who? Listen, my people, I'm out here really doing it heavy. And the scary part is I'm just getting started.
Right. No, I hear you. All right, you,
Yo,
man.
man, this was a dope interview, man. You guys are dope, man. Listen,
Thank you.
I'm gonna make sure when I see y'all next time, y'all gonna get one of these.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll make
for
sure, and we gonna, I'm a politic to where we can get CL Smooth on the show, and y'all can make sure I have him on the show, man. It'll be dope.
Absolutely.
Man,
We would appreciate that.
Anytime, and again, anytime you want to talk about anything that you got going on, or even if it's not on here, but like if you got something going on, man, we got, DM me like, yo,
Oh, absolutely.
I'm about to do a show such and such place, and I'll also put it on and blast
Yo,
it
you
out
guys
as
are
well.
dope, man. I had fun. It was a pleasure being on your platform, man.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all for having me. And like I said, I'll see y'all soon, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure,
Thank you so much, DJ Hercules.
So everybody out there, thank you very much. I want to give a quick shout out to everybody that's been leaving us comments on our YouTube channel, Changing of the Hip Hop Guards. Please continue to support. Check us out. Make sure to subscribe. Plenty of dope interviews like this one coming your way. DJ Hercules, on behalf of myself, DJ Sincere, Changing the Hip Hop Guards, we appreciate you. We appreciate everything you're doing and everything you're going to continue to do. We wish you much success. And we got our eyes on you.
Wait. I forgot one more thing. How could I ever forget? Listen, tune in. The ultimate radio station. You want to hear more of DJ Hercules too? I'm on the radio. I forgot too. Thursday nights, 9:00. Talk-ish Radio, Atlanta. We got our own station, Talk-ish Radio, iHeartRadio. Make sure y'all tune in. Brooklyn's finest. None other. The show is dope, man. Make sure y'all tune in. Talk-ish Radio. Please.
Talk-ish
Crazy.
Radio. Shout out to Talk-ish Radio. Make sure you guys tune in and check out DJ Hercules and the whole team out there. Once again, bro, it's been a pleasure, man. Let's stay in contact with each other. And like I said, man, I love what you're doing, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, guys. Yo, salute.
Makes me happy.
Salute.